Hello everyone. Today's video will be about BigHit Entertainment, also known as BTS or Bangtan Sonyeondan's label. Personally, I have quite a few grievances with BigHit, although I will try to not let them completely influence this video. Although if you would like to hear my personal problems with them, please let me know, and I can try to make a new video on just that. In this video, I will be covering BigHit's history, some scandals, their past and current artists that are signed to their label. While I am in no way stating that everything in this video is complete fact, as I am not entirely sure, I have done extensive research to make sure I do not bring up any blatantly false information. Section 1. History. BigHit is a Korean entertainment label founded in February 2005 by Bang Si-hyuk, also known as Hitman Bang. The label's first signed artist was a co-ed trio known as 88, consisting of members Lee Yun, who is currently signed as a soloist under BigHit, Baekshan, and Joohee. Later, in 2010, after falling into a state of bankruptcy, BigHit and JYP Entertainment signed a joint management contract over JYP's group, 2AM, who debuted in 2008. This is also why BTS's J-Hope is seen pre-debut on a solo stage with 2AM's Jo Kwon, performing Animal.
Don't stop the beat, stop the beat, make it drop. Don't stop the beat, make it move. 뜨거워진 나를 take control, 막에 태였어. 걱정은 하지 마라, 이 바닥에 crazy boy. Get on the floor, 내 무대는 저기 저. 날 비추는 조명 앞엔 hurry hurry up. 강하게 분위긴 더욱타 좀 더 강하게 시선은 물 들어가. 미리미리 봐 어디를 가든지 나 화려한 무대를 모두 삼켜버린 animal rock.
This is also why you may see some old MVs on JYP's YouTube channel with the BigHit logo at the beginning. The two most likely joined sides at this time, as Bang Si-hyuk was previously one of the first 3 employees under JYP until 2005, when he left to start his own label, BigHit Entertainment. Following this, BigHit joined with Source Music to then debut their very first girl group in 2012. This group was called Glam. I will do a very brief history of the group here, but if you would like an extended one, please let me know down in the comments, since I would be happy to. Glam was an originally 5-4-member girl group, consisting of members Jiyeon, Zinni, Trinity, Dahi, and Miso. In December of 2012, Trinity was most likely forced to leave the group, as she was exposed for being a Sasing fan to Super Junior's Lee Tuk. After a struggle to attempt to revive their image, the group had only one comeback after debut, which was still unsuccessful, after the news of their former member, causing the group to disband in 2014. This is also part of the reason why BigHit no longer accepted female auditionees until 2019. Then the most life-altering thing happened in BigHit.
What's up? What's up? This is BigHit exclusive. And the coolest kid in the world. Woo! BTS. Rap monster. Jin. Jimin. J-Hope. V. And who do we got here right now? Sugar. Jungle.
As a majority of you know, was on June 13, 2013, when BigHit debuted their first original boy group, BTS, with their first mini-album, Too Cool for School. Following BTS's debut, still being considered to be a very small company, BigHit was acquired by Signal Entertainment Group, which is another Korean entertainment company, primarily. Although in early 2017, BigHit ended their stake relationship, following the uprising of BTS's careers. Section 2. Shady business tactics. In the past, there have been multiple accusations against both BTS and BigHit itself for some shady things they have done in the past, whether it be lyrics, cover art, or even simple business tactics. I'm only going to be naming a few of some of the accusations made against BigHit in this video, mainly focusing on some of the bigger ones. Just a few of their internal issues in the past can mainly pertain to BTS members, an example being that during pre-debut days for BTS, it was said by V, otherwise known as Taehyung, that he often felt ignored or forgotten by the staff and CEO. In a video from soon after BTS debuted, V is shown confessing that there were several occasions before debut that Bang Si-hyuk often would not know who he was, and would forget his name.
그저 방 PD님! 재작년 겨울 월말 평가 마치고 난 후였습니다. 랩몬년과 나는 편의점에 가던 길이었습니다. 방 PD님을 마주쳤습니다. 우리는 인사를 하였습니다.
그렇죠. 됐습니다.
그러자 방 PD님은 남준이 옆에 넌 누구야? 남준이 옆에 넌 누구야? 남준이 옆에 넌 누구야?
Along with this, V was also originally said to be BTS's secret weapon, or hidden member, as no one was allowed to know he was being added to the group until their official teasers were released for Too Cool for School. Besides that, there was also a clip in the same video where V talks about being forgotten, that Suga, also known as Yoongi, says he was directly lied to, as he was promised he would not need to dance very much for the group, and that it would only be rhythm-focused.
제가 이 회사에 들어온 지는 3년이 됐네요. 오? 3년? 3년 전 저에게 아주 큰 거짓말을 하신 분이 있습니다. 아, 누구시죠? 박비님께서 이런 말씀하셨습니다. 윤기야, 너는 원타임 선배님 같은 그런 그룹이 될 거야. 안무는 필요 없고 율동만 하면 돼. 열심히 하고 너무 열심히 하면 돼. 율동? 했습니다. 3년이 지난 지금 방송국에서 우리 안무가 재밌더래요. 솔직히 원타임 하고 싶었는데 그거를 3년 전 계약하기 전 가만히술로 절 속인 방비님 너무하십니다.
Keeping that in mind, as many may know, BTS are known for always having some of the most difficult choreographies since debut. Then, still focusing on pre-debut and early years after debut, lots of the Big Hit staff, whether it be managers or the CEO himself, would frequently tell Jin, or Seokjin, that he was too fat or that he was to be considered a pig. With this, they would continue to put down his self-image and force him onto diets, although he always seemed like a very thin man, even from pre-debut photos.
항상 식단을 챙겨 먹는데 그만 먹으라고 한 최근이요. 식단 챙겨 먹는데 갑자기 나타나서 그만 먹으라고 하는데 너 자꾸 돼지라고 하는데 제가 돼지라뇨.
A lot of people may even consider this treatment as a form of psychological abuse. While staying on the topic of Jin, there has been a consistent amount of mistreatment towards him from the company and staff, whether that be forcing him to not eat as much as he normally should, giving him less screen time or lines, leaving him out of pictures, putting him right in the fold of photo books, or not protecting him as much as the other members when it comes to hate comments. Beyond that, there was a period, most likely around 2015, after Fire, Save Me was released on The Most Beautiful Moments in Life, Young Forever, where Jin had allegedly injured his neck at AK-Con while performing Save Me. Nothing was ever mentioned or reported on this by Big Hit, while they reported on an issue with Suga's ear and RM's toe. The final point I will make about Jin's mistreatment in this video is how, despite being the main visual in BTS, Jin is always pushed to the side, or back, whether in music videos or choreographies. If you would like to read more about this yourself, I will include a link about it down in the description below. Besides just BTS, there have been supposed past employees under Big Hit who have come out about Big Hit's barely functioning system. One thing in particular that one past employee spoke out about was how severely they overwork their staff, whether that be regular staff, or their artists. You can already clearly see that with BTS in the past, as they would either constantly be touring, or releasing and promoting new music. This can take a major toll on not only your physical, but mental health as well. Although all of the following are alleged, I figured they were worth briefly mentioning. 1. Back in 2015 to 2017, BTS, and in particular, faced many plagiarism accusations relating to some of their lyrics. Did end up apologizing for this, and acknowledging his mistake. although it still continues to follow him to this day, mainly by BTS antis. The first case which he was called out on was where he quoted rap lyrics without giving credit on his solo song, You, featuring Kwangina. 2. In the past, there was speculation that BigHit is using BTS as a form of political gain. I would take this with a grain of salt, as it isn't confirmed or denied as far as I can find, and as I stated earlier, it is completely alleged. In 2018-2019, there were speculations that BigHit may send their superstar boy group into North Korea for a concert, although I do not think it actually went through, at least as of right now. That is not to say that I don't see why BigHit would do this, as they are already using BTS as advertisement for tourism in South Korea. 3. Although the manager was soon dismissed afterwards, in 2015, there was a video that was leaked of a BTS manager nearly hitting Jungkook, and with the motion of his hand, Jungkook had flinched to get away. As most people would likely agree, when someone flinches in the way that Jungkook did, it could be speculated that it was something that potentially happened a lot before the manager was promptly fired. With this point, if that manager was allowed to stay for that long, who knows what happened before that. 4. In 2019, following BTS's Boy With Love and Map of the Soul Personas promotion, there were a few conflicts with fans, and one of the bodyguards at one of the fan signs, although it was a female bodyguard, fans found issues with the way that she treated fans, and how she pushed them along, typically pushing, or grabbing the fans by the waist, while standing behind them. Although this is not necessarily a scandal, I do think it is something BigHit needs to work on, since it's still a staff issue, and it did upset people, as they believed that the fans were being inappropriately touched, even though it was a woman. 5. In the past, BTS and BigHit have faced multiple issues with misogyny and misogynistic lyrics. One of the prime examples being some of RM's solo songs in 2015, as well as BTS's War of Hormone from 2014. This brought people to not only question BTS's morals, but BigHit's as well. Both the company and members apologized for this, and said they would work to improve and educate themselves on the matter. 6. Around September 2017, BigHit was accused by a CEO of another company for using illegal marketing tactics. Now, all of this is alleged, and I am in no way claiming that this is true, as I have no involvement, and would have no way of knowing entirely. I am just mentioning it, since it was a big scandal, which somehow seemed to be covered up. The CEO that accused BigHit of this was never directly named, from what I can find, but he was put in prison for a year on the charge of blackmail. After this was released, it came out that the CEO had blackmailed BigHit to pay 330 million won, approximately $271,682.42 USD, or they would release information that was supposedly hacked, revealing illegal marketing tactics used by the company. While one BigHit staff member tried to pay this ransom in secret, it failed in the end, and the company was notified of the information, and quickly threatened legal action, leading to the leaker's arrest. That then leads us to the next section of this video. Section 3. Corruption. Once again, all of the following information is entirely alleged, and is stepping more into opinion-based statements. If it is my opinion, I will make it clear. As stated in the beginning of the video, though, I will do my best to keep this as unbiased as possible. Over the years, BigHit has managed to dig themselves in and out of bankruptcy, with BTS being their main pull away from it. Now, they're supposedly helping other companies do the same, but continuing to acquire them under their main label. An example of this being G-Friend's label, Source Music. A rumored future label also being Priston's former label, as well as Newest and 17's current label, BigHit Entertainment. That being said, it puts BigHit in a position of superiority above not only those smaller labels, but then a majority of the industry, as it can help to double their yearly income. And, as many know, with money comes corruption, as has been proven time and time again. In this case, corruption can be described as many things. whether it be using it to buy half of the industry, or cover up past issues. In this case, I'm not claiming that Big Hit has particularly done either, but seeing as there is almost nothing to be found on Big Hit, and if there is, it is immediately threatened with legal action, you have to wonder what their money could be going towards. Clearly, one would understand wanting to fight against defamation on their image, but it is different when you have multiple countries pushing you as the best company in the entire industry. With that in mind, it would be severely detrimental to ruin that image, don't you think? Of course, no one besides Big Hit themselves can know about everything that goes on behind the scenes, whether it is legal cases, or things being covered up by money, connections, or other methods. Let me begin by saying once again, I do not believe this is what is happening, and this is entirely an opinion, and is in no way proven fact, but it is always a possibility, and is very common in many businesses, including other companies in the industry. Although Big Hit could truly be the angelic company that it is painted to be, but that would be hard to believe. Even the purest person has done their share of shady things. In no way am I saying anyone under Big Hit is as bad as YG, or anyone involved in the Burning Sun scandal, but it is a good example. Absolutely no one under YG directly has faced arrest, or any severe penalties because of money, connections, and power. The only arrest that comes to mind was of Choi Jong-hoon, who was sentenced 5 years in prison. He was one of the main ones that was not under the protection of YG. Allegedly, Say Angry, Young Hyun-suk, and his brother, Young Min-suk, were never arrested, despite heavy involvement in the scandal. And many people believe it is because of YG's power and money. Once again, I am in no way claiming that Big Hit is as bad as YG. I do not believe any company really could be after the release of the information of Burning Sun, but it could be a more minor case of using power and money to cover things up, or lessen the impact. Another point I think should be made is Big Hit's hunger for more money, no matter where it comes from. As with any business, they start for money, and that is entirely normal. But you must admit that Big Hit is very money-hungry, as a company. Between how they market their artists, but also the products that they sell. Between constant tours for BTS, between comebacks, and tons of versions for albums. Even TXT, Tomorrow X Together, were given a world tour before they even had their first comeback. Not to mention the books, figures, plushies, and more that Big Hit has made for BTS alone, as well as multiple lightstick versions, which seem to come out every other year. Also, one thing that always falls with a lawsuit, or legal case, is the potential to win large sums of money if they were to win the case. It's all one big scheme to improve profits, grow bigger, and gain more power over even simple advertisements in Korea. An example of this could just simply be the movie documentaries made by Big Hit about BTS and how exclusive feel, between very limited screening, which they knew would sell out because, well, it's BTS, to the still exclusivity of attempting to watch the full movie. Burn the Stage, the movie, is a perfect example of this, as users and fans would need to pay to get YouTube Premium in order to watch the film in full, and the same even goes for the original Burn the Stage show that was made before the films. With that, I conclude this chapter on why Big Hit is not all it is made up to be. Although, I will admit, there isn't much publicly going against Big Hit at the moment, it still does not mean it is completely clean, and has absolutely nothing wrong with it, both in the public eye, or behind closed doors. As I have stated repeatedly through this entire video, I claim almost none of this as fact, although I will be linking my most important sources down in the description below for proof, and further research for you all, if you are interested. I hope with this video, I can enlighten some people who may not have known about some of the points stated, or that I could at least make you think for a bit. Thank you so much for watching.